If you get it. If you really want it, yeah, do what you've got to do, make it come to life. If you need it, then believe and be it. Yeah, do what you've got to do, make it come to life.
Hi friends, welcome to another Clean With Us.
Can you believe it is already August?
All my teacher friends are crying, but we're also really excited for back to school. It's a lot of feelings.
Today we're going to walk you through our checklist on getting prepped for school. Right now we're actually going through our homework station and we are looking for supplies, some old supplies that we can donate or get rid of or just figure out what we can put in the kids' backpacks.
If you don't already have one of the best things to put on your back to school list is a best friend. You need to have someone come help you with this because this time around I had to do a lot of it by myself because Laura was really busy and it sucks doing things by myself.
Speaking of best friends, let's take a moment to introduce ourselves.
I'm Lana.
I'm Laura.
And we're two identical twins who love to clean and tidy.
Tell me this isn't the cutest back to school picture. We were like, 5 years old, 6 years old in that?
I know, kindergarten. Such a good time.
Shout out to Miss McElwain at our school in Pennsylvania. You were the best teacher ever. Thank you for everything.
And also shout out to our crushes. Ironically, Laura and I both had crushes on boys named Nicholas. So we have Nicholas M, which was my crush, and Nicholas J, which was Laura's. I hope you're all doing well. This was everything that we were able to get rid of or part with. We always start by shopping our playroom/homework zone for school supplies before we actually hit the store. We like to think of this as consumables, so things that you consume are going to be like crayons and markers and pencils. Those I always try to buy new, if possible, for my kids. But staples are going to be like folders and binders, backpacks. Those I try to keep going as long as I can because they don't crush or break as easily as the other things. By going through the playroom first, I was able to put together a colored pencil set, so I didn't have to buy a new one for my oldest daughter. I just used what we already had. That is filled with the previous year's school supplies. If you guys want to save money, just make sure you put all your old school supplies in a bin and go through it in August. Has anyone already gone back to school, or are there any awesome, great, lucky people who don't have to go back until September? Leave it in the comments. When do you guys go back to school?
Throughout the video, you're going to see us use our back to school checklist. It's kind of weird because you'll see some things that are checked off and then I'll go back to another clip and then it's not checked off. We didn't film this in the exact order that the list was, which you would think that would be the best way, but man, ADHD, you're always jumping around. So we're lucky we even got the list done. So be grateful. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, it took a lot of effort. So it might look a little bit weird, but it's all done now.
Speaking of ADHD, we tried to put together tips and tricks that are helpful for lots of different types of learners, and we're hoping that this one is straightforward and ready for you guys, especially for your kids. I think a lot of people think that children, who have ADHD aren't able to do certain executive functioning pieces, and although they struggle with that, we're hoping that our routines and checklists can help them really get organized for back to school.
Back to school time can be really hard for kids, adults, people with ADHD, people without ADHD. It's the struggle bus time.
My youngest really struggles with this transition back to school. And so one thing that we do to help is we put in a lot of prep work, which I know prep work, ADHD, procrastination, it's kind of, ironic that we're bringing it up. But I do feel as though the more work we do ahead of time, the easier this transition will be on our kids. We use a lot of checklists. One of our checklists is our get ready for the day checklist. It has all the steps they need to do before they walk out the door. And then the other checklist you guys are going to see later in this video is our chores and routines. These chores and routines are every day of the week that our kids do because structure is important and so is novelty. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep a foundational structure that's going to stay the same, but we do things to sort of amp it up to make the kids more entertained, to keep them more engaged and get that dopamine flowing. Another great example of how your kids can be so different. My oldest loves back to school shopping. She was obsessed. So I took her with me, and my youngest daughter hates to leave the house. So what we did is we sat on the computer and she told me what she wanted for school supplies, which I kind of already had a feeling I was going to be able to find it without her. But my oldest and I went, we got drinks for the girls, and actually we got drinks for Laura and I as well, but we got them out of a can. But I don't know, this is not sponsored by Starbucks, but they really should sponsor Laura and I, because the amount of money we spend on Starbucks is literally insane. After we collected all the school supplies, we decluttered the ones we didn't want. Then we decided to sort of sort everything that we had. We did get the girls new backpacks and lunchboxes this year. They've been going on for about 3 to 4 years, and they were a little beat up, and we just got these on Amazon, and they seem to really like them so far. So we're hoping that this will be a good investment for them and that they'll last a long time. Also, this is that back to school bin I was talking about. So right here is a mix of new school supplies that I just bought. I threw the Target bags in there. Also, shout out to Target for having a teacher discount deal. I got 20% off of all my school supplies, which was really, really nice. But then this is also some of the stuff from last year that the girls used, and then we're just going to use it again.
Let it into your heart. Always follow who you are. Come tonight. Come tonight. Come tonight. Come tonight. Come tonight.
This is my drop zone. This is where we keep our back to school stuff and sort of our placeholder at the end of each day. So on the hooks are where the girls' backpacks typically go. Underneath is where the baskets of shoes typically go. But during the summer, it sort of serves a little bit more as a catch-all, and we don't have everything in here. But as we're cleaning this section, I did want to share with you our routine for kids' artwork and their stuff out of their backpacks, because I think there can be a lot of confusion surrounding this. We do not have multiple stations that we hold kid artwork in. So at the end of the day, the kids put their backpacks on their hooks, and they currently do not have very much homework, except that this year my 6th grader probably will have a lot more homework. But what we'll do is we will go through their backpack every day or two. It's not usually every single day. And we will immediately look through what is a keep and what is a throwaway. And we do throw away a lot of stuff. But you'll see in a later clip that we have memory boxes, and we'll show you guys how those work. But anything we want to keep goes in the memory box. Anything important like a calendar reminder, we'll put on the calendar, and everything else just goes in the garbage. I find that the less steps we have to do, the better it is for our brain. So finding like I'm going to put it over here in this one section until the end of the week and then go through it on Sunday can be kind of hard. And so this just makes it easier. Just put it right where it goes, put it away, just to make our lives a little bit better. These are our memory boxes here. We did these last year in a video, and so we just got a clear plastic file folder, and then we put their favorite color folders and labeled them for all the ages up to grade 12. And we just keep a few of their items each year, and we don't keep everything. I think that I don't want my kids to grow up and when they hand them all this stuff that they're overwhelmed. I think one box is plenty of memories, and of course we have photos in a different box. But we just got everything on Amazon. You can see there's lots of different file folder colors that you can choose from.
This is our favorite part of getting ready to go back to school, and it's actually decluttering. Check out our other videos on decluttering.
These are our two pups. Bindi is the blonde one and Dusty is the dark one. And they look so well behaved right now. But this is the kind of shenanigans they pull all the time.
They are very destructive puppies, and we're always trying to keep up with them. This might be the most important question we've ever asked. Cats versus dogs. Let us know in the comments.
One of the best things you can do for back to school is to clean and organize your kids' room. Now, I will say, you'll see later on that my kids clean their room every single Tuesday. But before school, I like to go through and do a deep clean of their room, because the less visual clutter they have, the easier the transition is going to be to go back to school. So I think you guys are going to really enjoy as we go through their desk. We talk about clutter threshold, decluttering, and of course, we're going to give you guys a closet tour as well.
We want to apologize for our next clip's audio, but I promise you it's worth the listen.
All All right, this is my youngest daughter's closet. Today what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to keep your closet as minimal-ish as possible. We have some set rules that we're going to go over today. So we're going to start from top to bottom, left to right. Okay. Up here we have her luggage. We have 4 bins. We have a bag bin. So this is kind of like those like fun little bags that they like to carry around. We have extra hangers because this came with a 50 pack of hangers. And we only use 25, which is what you'll see in a minute. Some hat accessories, super cute. And then finally, her bathing suits are in here. Just because it's seasonal, we keep them up there. We have blankets and sheets over here as well. All right, so this is I think what I get the most comments on is how many hangers or how do you manage your hanger system? So what we do is we picked what we call an arbitrary number. You can have almost any number you want as long as it's manageable. And so we started with 50, then we went to 30. That was a huge declutter. And now we are at 25 hangers. And this seems to be the sweet spot. We let the girls pick what they want to keep and what they don't want to keep. So if you look here, these are all of her short sleeve shirts. We do rainbow order them, and my kids can put things in rainbow order. It's really not that hard, but it's also really not that necessary. It's only depending on what you want to do with your home. So you can see like she likes a certain style of shirt. And so we have it in almost every color because she really, really likes it. Down below is where we keep the long sleeve shirts. These are more for our fall time. And then she will pick her hoodie or oversized sweatshirt for the day. So these are here. We also keep backstock shoes. She does not have a lot up here because we don't have a lot of shoes. You can see up at the top, I have some mismatched socks. I do not keep these here very often. In fact, I just brought them out. But I'm going to keep them out for about 1 more week in case I come up with any of their matches. And then I'll pair them. All right. In the top, this is her gymnastics drawer. This is where she keeps her leotards. This is her pajama drawer and socks and undies drawer. All right, so she has biker shorts over here and skirts over here. She doesn't really wear skirts that often, so I'm not sure how long this is going to last. I know that some of you will see the empty space and be like, oh my gosh, fill that or do something with it or spread out the skirts. But the truth is the emptiness kind of eliminates some of the pressure or choice. If this thing was filled, my kid would have a lot harder time getting ready in the morning. In this case, less is best. All right, let's look at the next one. These are going to be the same thing. These are her jean shorts. She actually has 2 more pairs, but they're in the dirty laundry. And then she has a pair of sweatpants. Now, right now I have her jeans in this drawer, but this drawer actually has not in the past served as a drawer for jeans. Those have been up. It's actually been our seasonal drawer. So Valentine's Day, Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving. She is a kid who loves the seasons, and we typically put stuff there, but there's no seasons right now, so I just put them down a drawer. And she has a lot of jeans because she really likes those ones. All right, I'm going to show you guys the best part of my kids' closet. Down here is what we call our declutter bin. So my kid used to take Taekwondo and she no longer does, it was great sport, by the way, but we're not going to hold on to all this Taekwondo stuff. She's let that go. So this bin serves as I need to get rid of stuff. If we look inside, we can see she has like this old notebook that she got, the Taekwondo gear, and I believe if I'm right, she got rid of, yep, here it is. She was going through her closet and she was like, I don't want this anymore. I'm not going to wear it. It's also past the summer season. We're getting into back to school clothes. So she's going to donate it, and I'm going to take it to either the buy site, the buy nothing site, or I'll just take it to Goodwill and someone else will love it just as much as she did. I would recommend putting a declutter bin in your kids' closet. Gives them control, and it shows that it's normal to get rid of stuff. All right, that's my kids' closet.
Lying here, pretty sure alone. I'm tired of sleeping on my own. I wish your name would flash upon my phone, reminding me I'm not alone. Traps in this burning room, Flames in the shape of you. You left me standing in the dark. You left my heart in two. These words were made for you. And now we're nothing but a spark. 'Cause the hardest thing I'll ever do is walk away, still loving you, but now I'm just somebody that's your love. You let me in, you spill me out your song, and I can live it out, but now I'm just...
Okay, so I'm noticing that we have a lot of clutter here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to decide or help my daughter decide what's most important and what needs to be kept and what needs to go, because this is too much for her to manage. All right, so we just went through all the school supplies. I missed these. Do you want these, or do you want the ones that we decided to keep in the playroom?
The ones that we kept.
That I know is important to you is jewelry, hair care, makeup, and things like that. But we're gonna have to zone these out and only make room for what will actually fit. So we're gonna pick things that you want that you don't use often are going to slide to the back, because you do have a lot of space in here. It's just not being maximized, because the truth is if you look, I know you don't have to, but you can't see back here. You can't access this very easily. So this is sort of going to be like long-term storage.
And we'll jump in now and start doing our voiceover because that audio was a little off. We apologize. We weren't using our microphones. We will make sure to use them next time. But right now, the process that we're doing is we are actually talking to Lana's daughter and going through her drawer and asking her yes/no questions.
And I'm also teaching her mini lessons about the things that are going in this drawer. Specifically, we're talking about clutter threshold. This means that we have too much clutter that we can't deal with it. The threshold is how much we can manage. And I noticed that this summer especially, her threshold has diminished. She can't handle so much stuff anymore.
And sorry to interrupt, but I have to say, like, it was kind of interesting because on her desk on the far right, she has these lotion bottles, and she was like, oh, they're all empty. I'm just using them for aesthetics. And Lana's eyes just got so big. You should have seen her face basically turned purple.
It's just one of those things where, you know, I want to balance making my daughter happy and letting her find things that bring her joy, but also being able to take care of her room, because she is a very messy child. And so if you're a naturally messy person, you need to have less stuff. And so we talked about containers and how their job is to contain items. And if there's too much stuff, it can't do its job very well. So you can see this looks so much better than what we had a couple minutes ago.
And her desk is clear, and I feel like that's really important.
Visual clutter can overstimulate.
This is so fun to me. You have always had, to me, a very good system for chores, house resets. We're going to do a whole episode on daily resets, weekly, monthly, even maybe yearly resets for your home. But let's talk about chores.
We mentioned ADHD earlier in the video, and a lot of people ask us about how we get our kids to do chores, especially when they struggle with focus. And I'm going to say something that's probably not a popular opinion, but sometimes boring is better.
But one of the things about ADHD is novelty.
So it's a tricky balance. And so what we do is we lay out a very, very structured weekly approach. Monday it's always the bathrooms. One girl cleans one bathroom, I clean a bathroom, and the other girl cleans the other bathroom. Like, everyone is doing bathrooms. Tuesdays are bedrooms. Wednesdays we clean the playroom. And here's a great way to add some novelty. So for like when Laura and I clean, we will always do top to bottom, left to right. It's the most efficient approach to cleaning a room. But sorry, Laura, you're being silly. But for our videos, I meant for my daughters, we might do like a spinning wheel of choice. And so we might say, okay, you got to pick up the American Girl doll stuff, or we'll do timers. We'll try to gamify just to add that little bit of novelty.
Thursdays are the living room and the stairs, and stuff ends up getting collected on the stairs because it's like, oh, we're going to take it up there eventually. And so Thursday is the day for that.
Friday, we do a general tidy. Saturday, we do a household reset. And Sunday, we do meal prep. And I will say, like, I know the kitchen wasn't featured in here, but my husband and I clean the kitchen every single day as part of our 10-minute tidy. And so the kitchen is always getting done. And then we do laundry basically whenever it needs to be done.
So is this Sunday then, since you're doing snack prep?
Yes, so Sunday always consists of straightening up the pantry, cleaning out the fridge and freezer, throwing away any leftovers if there is any. This is a little bit more of an extensive clean than I do, but the idea is still the same.
There are tons of YouTubers that are going to do snack prep way better than we do, but we wanted to give you a glimpse of what we do to get ready for school.
We do a little bit of grocery shopping. We ask the kids to pick up snacks that they like, so they get to go pick out anything they want. We do Sam's Club. We also have these awesome containers that we bought off of Amazon that we usually refill, but I did not get a chance to do so in this video because technically we don't go back to school for 2 more weeks, and so I just restocked the pantry. Also, sorry if you hear the baby. He is just eating, and we're just going to have to keep him in.
He is most definitely not ready to go back to school.
Another thing that we did forget to film is we have a lunchbox station. Like, it's a drawer that has their lunchboxes, sandwich bags, thermoses, and so those are in there, and then they also have their water bottles, but we try to keep these all close together just to make it a little bit easier.
Okay, so we've seen a lot of good information in this video. We've seen some checklists, but now I'm seeing you pull out all sorts of stuff. What's going on?
So this is where I'm putting everything in our calendar. This is a mixture of like what days we don't have school, appointment days, and I'm also checking some things off the list. I'm going to the girls' registration, getting them registered, putting lunch money in their account, and also they had doctor appointments, eye appointments, dentist appointments. I try to do this all in the summer to eliminate how many days we're taking off of school, because it is pretty hard for a teacher to get off of school because then I have to put in a sub. So I color code my planner. I got this planner at Five Below and it is exactly what I was looking for, except it was in green, but that's fine. But this is where I'm going to spend time prepping everything, back to school nights, making sure that we are ready for this month.
Shameless plug.
I'm not above promoting myself. I am a teacher who is on the struggle bus when it comes to trying to get school supplies for my kids. If you are looking to support a teacher here in Iowa, please, please, please look at my Amazon store. It'll be linked in the comments below. This is a great way to help my kids have such a better year.
We hope you enjoyed the video and thank you so much for watching.
If you have any back to school tips that we missed, put it in the comments below. This can help so many viewers get those ideas and motivation, and we just might have missed them.
And we have a community of people that are watching our videos and they always are sharing advice, and I feel like it's incredibly helpful for us. We can even include it in some of our next videos.
In the last video, we were aiming for 90 subscribers to get to our 3,000 count.
And guess what? We're there.
We are so blessed to have you guys supporting. We're at well over 3,000 subscribers now, and you guys are just helping every step of the way. So thank you for all that you do to support our channel.
If your ADHD mind has trouble sitting through a whole video like this, check out our TikTok because we have minute-long clips. We do some back-to-school stuff. We do routines, resets, chores. I promise you it's worth checking out.
Don't forget to check out our YouTube playlist. This is going to have great content, especially our decluttering series, which has so far been our most popular.
And we also did a back to school reset last year. And so if we missed anything in this one, go back to that one. You can't be too prepared for school. We have a couple of different clients and projects we're working on, so we need your help to narrow it down a little bit. We actually want to know what you guys want to see on the screen, and I guess to put it into layman's terms,
we want to know,
what should we clean next?